Welcome to Fashionably Broke.
I'm kidding, don't use that.
Just wear whatever the hell you want.
Literally just...
We're living on a McDonald's budget.
Just because you're broke doesn't mean you have to dress like it.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Fashionably Broke Podcast, episode 124. Right off the bat, we definitely want to talk about all the floods in the Texas area, the Hill Country area, Kerrville to be specific, Kerr County. We're just, want to keep them in our thoughts and prayers. I feel like this one definitely hits close to home. Maddie and I growing up in Austin, my parents now living in the Hill Country. It's just like, it's a crazy thing when it hits so close to home. You see, what has happened in North Carolina or, what happened with the California fires. And yes, of course, we always send prayers, well wishes, but when it's in your backyard, it's oh shit, this is serious. And there is so much damage. So many lives have been lost. I think it's almost up to 90 people now, which is just such a tragic event.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to start off by saying that we're praying for those people, keeping them in our thoughts and prayers. And as you all know, there are so many different sites you can donate money to, donate clothes to. I mean, if you're looking to get rid of some clothes that you don't know what to do with, I think that is literally the perfect time because, some people have lost quite literally everything. Yeah, so we just wanted to start off with that because it's definitely heavy on our hearts and want to make sure that we give that some attention.
No,
But
absolutely.
we do have some more, fun things to talk about because I think it's been, a crazy week for everyone after having that, especially during the 4th of July. I mean, that's just a crazy, awful time when there's so many people, doing outdoor activities. But on a happier note, we do have some fashion things to talk about. Some, I think it's European summers that everyone seems to be on, but us. But that's okay. And then we're hitting on me finally coming to Nashville. I say finally as if I've never been to Nashville before, but this is for an extended period.
For a long time.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited. And then lastly, we're going to hit on a little bit about friendships. And I feel that is kind of our one big topic. I think the other things we want to just touch on, but then we're going to kind of get into friendships and kind of just talk openly of how we feel about friendships and where to go from here. But I think we can start off with me coming to Nashville. Sorry, I don't want to make it all about me, but I'm going to see Maddie, so it's about the both of us. So I will leave Saturday, and I mean, it'll be just a day trip to drive there. I will get there Saturday, and this will be the last podcast, well, for the next month. We're recording separately.
I know, I'm so freaking excited. The amount of stuff, I mean, I feel I've sent oh my god, we have to do this. But obviously we're not going to be able to get to all of it, but I'm so freaking excited. And yes, for the next few weeks, the podcast is going to be done in person, which I'm so freaking excited about. And then possibly, we might pre-record some other things that we'll release, within the next couple of weeks, even after you leave or something. Just so that we can curate a lot of content in person for you guys.
Yeah, because I think we all know it's always better in person. I mean, it's just so much freaking better. So I'm very excited to do that. And I've been going down a checklist of things I need to bring. And I'm oh shit. Not only do I need to bring my everyday clothes and, workout wear and whatever, I also have to bring my work stuff. And I also have to bring my podcast supplies. I'm oh I was talking with my neighbor today actually after work because he's gonna keep an eye on my house and have access to my house in case of emergencies, and I was just making sure everything was fine and that was all squared away. And he's I can't wait to see how much stuff you can pack into that car. And I said, yeah, me too. Because every time he like sees me leaving on like a weekend trip, it's like 2 suitcases. He's like, how many suitcases you got? And I was like, oh, well, I ordered some packing bags off Amazon. So like,
because it's one of those things, like, you're gonna have to, because it's also like, yeah, we have stuff planned out, but you never know, like, what we're gonna
never
do.
know. But Maddie, I'm really trying to be so good and like strategically do this. Like,
yeah,
I'm not bringing the sweater I haven't worn in a year.
No, yeah, please don't,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like I also know like I have your closet to like
of course.
take out of too. So I don't know. I'm just like so excited, and I am a little nervous that like it's gonna go by too fast. And be like, oh wait, it's time for me to go home. Wait,
I already know it's gonna go by too fast, because it's like I've been like looking at the weekends, and I'm like, okay, obviously we can do stuff during the week, of course. But then I was thinking, I'm like, wait, but it's only like 4 weekends.
No, it's basically like 4 days.
Like,
4 days to do something.
So I'm like, okay, like we really have to like plan strategically on everything that we do, and so it's like we can like maximize our like the full time that you're here, because I mean it's literally, we have not been able to hang out this much since probably high school. Like, yeah, college, you know, you go home for a little bit, but it's also like then you have like trips, and then towards a certain point in college, like I was definitely splitting time, if not either spending like a full summer in Louisiana, and then same with you, like, and so now I'm just like, oh my god, this is crazy. I'm so excited, but I'm like, even though a month is so long, especially because it's like you're coming here for a month, and so it's like you're away from like your everyday routine, like your house, and so I'm like, okay, I need to maximize, but we can't do too much where it's just like holy stress, or like, oh my god, like we're exhausted.
Yeah, just happy-go-lucky. Go with the flow.
Exactly.
You know what I'm best at.
Exactly. I know. You're like, do I need to bring anything specific? And I'm like, I have no idea. Probably not.
Well, no, not even like in that aspect. More of the aspect of like, oh, I meant to ask you, do you have an iron and ironing board?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, because like that's a big thing, is like I feel like I like iron like everything now.
I literally don't think I've ironed a single thing, but we do have one.
Okay,
don't worry.
Perfect.
We do have one. We probably have everything that you would need, other than I don't have a straightener, which I know you don't use a straightener.
I was going to say, I don't even own a straightener.
No, I don't own a straightener either. And like the other day, I say the other day, but like someone was visiting me and they asked like, oh, like, do you have like a straightener? I was like, no. I actually don't even know where mine went. I have not used it in years.
I'm lying. I do have a straightener, but it's like a I shit you not, from 10 years ago. And like, it doesn't even straighten my hair all the way. Like, it just doesn't have the strength anymore. But it's like, if someone were to like need to straighten something, you could probably use it.
Yeah, like make it work. This sounds horrible. And I was talking, one of my friends is a hairdresser, and I was like talking to her about this a while ago. Every single hair tool that I have, I've had for over 10 years. And she is like, so like you need to get new ones, because hair dryers now are so much better for your hair. Like, yes, obviously like drying your hair isn't necessarily the best. You shouldn't be putting heat on your hair like often, but she was like, yeah, you should probably most likely get a new one, like stat. And I'm like, you know what, I'll eventually get one, but right now that's just not at the top of the list.
Yeah, have you seen my bank account? Obviously
I'm like, not at the top of the list. I dry my hair maybe once a week, so like, okay, if we fry it, like, we're frying it, but like, it's what we have to work with.
I'm gonna use it until like it goes out.
100%.
Why would I buy a new one if I don't need to buy a new one?
100%. And the other day, people were asking me like about curling straight hair, or not straight, short hair, and I was like, well, I've been using the same curling wand since high school. I have no idea what brand it is. I bought it at Marshall's years ago, and it works the best. So I will continue to use it until it stops working.
Yeah. I have my dry bar blow dry brush, and I got that, I want to say, like, my junior year of college, which, like, when you think about it, like, it's kind of a long time ago. Like,
Just a little.
I've been out of school for what, 5 years now? Like, almost 5 years. And like junior year, so like bring it back a year or two. 6, 7? Like,
that's crazy.
I did say my dry bar blow dry brush did go out, but my mom had the same one and she never used it. So,
I mean,
I'm taking this.
A little replacement. That's totally fine.
Yeah. But anyways, back on topic. Yes, I'm coming to Nashville. I know y'all probably heard this like 12 billion kajillion times, but I don't care because I'm so freaking excited. A question I get asked a lot is, are you going to Nashville to see if you want to live there?
In my heart and soul, I wish that was the answer.
Really? Because sometimes I do think that is the answer.
You think? No, I don't think. Maybe like,
I don't know.
In a few years when you make it big, because obviously you will, then like we could see about doing a little, I say bi-coastal,
split the time.
Even though it's not coastal at all. Nashville's literally landlocked. But like, you know, doing a little, split time, a little house here, a little house there, you know, bounce around. That would be ideal.
No, that would be like my ideal scenario. But I've been really thinking like, you know, a year somewhere else wouldn't hurt. So I feel like that's my answer to everyone is a year somewhere else.
Well, because you're you're exploring your options. Okay, obviously you're coming to stay here for a month.
Yes.
Literally this week. But then in September, you're going to Charleston.
I am.
So, like, you have to explore that option as well.
Right. And, like, just being by the water, like, I think that's going to be, like, an absolute game changer. And I will need to financially recover before I can book, you know, another trip. But I think the next place I want to try is, like, Jacksonville Beach. Or, like, somewhere in Florida. And see, like, what the Florida coast is like.
Okay, I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, so, I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, you know, we're just trying different things out, and we're just going to see how they go.
Yeah, we're going to see, exactly how things go, like, how you like it. Too, I feel like, for you specifically, you have always lived in Texas, so I feel like it's really good to explore, even if you don't fully move there, but, like, actually spending an extended amount of time, especially because you do have like the opportunity to, based on like your work schedule, like it is something that you can like feasibly do. So even if you don't like move there forever or even if it's not even like, if it's not a year, a month, I feel like is perfect because it's kind of like you're exploring and like you're seeing, obviously like the way of life isn't that different, but like you're kind of seeing like a different way of life than like everything that you've ever been used to. And like that has always been my thing to like preach is if you can move somewhere, even if it's just for a month or if it's forever, like test it out, see something, like see how you like it, see how you hate it, and then you can kind of like go back to with like those life experiences to be like, okay, well I really liked, you know, certain aspects of the different places that like I've got to explore and like stay at. So it's like then you can kind of incorporate that way of like living into like your own life. Yeah.
So I feel like that's, you know, the overall census of all of this because I've kind of felt like stuck in a rut here in Fort Worth. And I think this is either going to push me out of my comfort zone and say, okay, like I want to rent my house out for a year because I will be keeping my home no matter what. No
it's
matter what. This is my baby. This is home base when it comes to it. To either be like, okay, I want to live somewhere else for a year, or I'm gonna take it as in like
I'm never leaving.
Correct. Like I love Fort Worth. I love my space. I love my home. Like not that I don't love my home, but I'm just saying like I don't know. You never know unless you try. And I feel like I'm at the perfect, you know, spot in life to try.
And I love that.
I'm so excited. I will be keeping everyone up to date on obviously Instagram, TikTok, and I try my best with YouTube. I have to vlog. No, I have to. I have to vlog like going there, the traveling, getting there, what we're doing, like if this isn't an opportunity to vlog, like, I might as well just sell my camera now. Like,
yeah, the vlogging front, you know, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like my ADHD, like, I can only focus on so many things.
Yeah.
So many things.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like either vlogging or it's, okay, you get content on TikTok.
Yeah. And that's my thing, is like, when you see these influencers, you know, who a lot of them, I will say, like, started on YouTube, and they'll do like YouTube, TikTok, and like, you know, always posting on Instagram. That takes some
like,
damn skill.
How
it
the
really
hell
does.
do you do it all? Like, how the hell? It's
Right.
so...
Right. Like, are we just like reenacting like all these things to get it on each platform? Like, what are we doing? Because, like,
Yeah.
it would help if YouTube and TikTok were the same, you know, horizontal, vertical layout, but they're obviously not.
Yeah.
But that is my goal, and I just feel like being together in Nashville is really going to spark some creativity and just, you know, make life better.
I 100% agree. 100% agree. I have literally been like counting down the days since you first were like, no, seriously though, like, I'm serious about this. And I'm like, okay, bring it on. Like, tell me when.
on.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm counting down the days. Like, I cannot wait.
No, I agree. But we will keep y'all up to date. Hopefully Maddie doesn't get tired of me. Hopefully everyone in the house loves me.
Of
and Dallas
course.
is tagging along as well.
I know, and I'm so freaking excited. And because like my whole thing is like, I want a dog. I want a dog. I want a dog. But like my work schedule as of now, like it's not fitting into the equation. And I'm getting to the point where like I'm going to go crazy. So I'm so excited that Dallas is going to be here because I feel like it's going to give me my fix for the month. And then who knows, when you leave, I might just spiral into a very
right now
deep, dark depression. But then I feel like that would be like, okay, then like maybe we can get a dog or something. So I'm very excited.
A gerbil something.
A bunny, like anything.
A bunny would be cute. Yeah.
See, that's what I always say, and everyone was like, no. So
I would love a bunny. Like, bunnies are so cute.
They're so cute. And like, okay, you just have to get a bunny sitter if like you go out of town. Yeah,
that is the one thing that it's like,
you
when
can't
you go to town,
board a bunny, which is like one of the only problems. Is like someone's gonna have to take care of it.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's why I don't have one right now.
And that's why we're holding off.
Exactly. Okay, so we have a few little fashion tidbits that we want to go over. But before we get into Paris Couture Week, which just started, I actually want to skip a little bit ahead in our notes to bathing suits.
Okay.
So I have all of the bathing suits in my drawer, in my collection, if you were, I have had for probably going on 10 years. And I know I always say the word, like, I always say 10 years, but, like, honestly, I think I've had a lot of these for 10 years or pretty damn close. So it was time that I was like, okay, I really need to start looking. And I've gotten a ton of bathing suits from Target. And I went ahead and I just pulled the trigger and I ordered some from Strawberry MilkMod. And if you're like me, if you're like Kassidy, I've been following them forever, obsessed with every single bathing suit, obsessed with all of their content. And I was like, you know what? I think it's just time that I just have to do it. I have to try it out. And so,
but it's almost like, can I buy the bathing suit and the body that the bathing suit's wearing?
No, I'm like, so like, how do I get one of those?
Right.
Like,
so where do I get that from?
No, I'm like, so like Georgia, Sydney, like how, like what? Can I add that to my cart or no?
Yeah, because I think that's half the battle. It's like, these swimsuits look so amazing, and then I buy it and put it on my own body, and I'm like, I still love it, but like,
I'm like, something looks a little different.
Not what I saw in the photos.
No, exactly. Something looks a little bit different, and so okay, I feel like everyone owns Target bathing suits I feel like that just kind of, it's easy. It's there, you're in Target, and it's like, okay, let's just go check out their bathing suit selection.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they're slowly stepping up their game. I feel like they have really good years, and like they have like really good releases, and then they have like the meh releases.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like lately I've been finding a lot more there that I like.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then too, another thing, I feel like we talked about this a while ago, just like finding, as you're looking for bathing suits, but like finding bathing suits that like actually fit your body type and like honestly what looks best on you. And I just kept hearing it over and over again that triangle bathing suits look best on girls with larger chests, which before then I had sworn off triangle because I was like, oh no, it doesn't look flattering. Like I need to get the cup, I need to get the, you know, fuller coverage, or just like there isn't that much support. But then like really looking at it and like in comparison to every single bathing suit that I've ever owned, I'm like, honestly, I do think that triangle flatters me the best.
Really, because that's what's gonna be my thing. I feel like you have been buying like a lot of triangle ones, and like the tie backs, the tie, you know, bottoms, and like that is one like I like swore off. Like I just don't like those.
No, 100%. I did too, and then I like really looked at it, and like yes, obviously the cup ones do fit probably the best because I mean like it fits like a bra, but obviously you don't want to always wear a cup, especially like from certain places they're a little bit more like fuller coverage in a sense of like it kind of looks like you have a Mima bra on, and it's like that's I'm only 27, like I don't want a Mima bra on, so I was like, you know what, let's just like full send, let's try the triangle. And honestly I think that it does in a weird way like offer a lot more support when it's wrapped around your neck, which like to me, buying like a halter top shirt, that is terrifying. That's a scary thing because you can't wear a bra, there's no support. But I feel like the sole purpose of like a triangle bathing suit is literally to hold up the tatas. Sometimes is there a little spillage, like if you're looking at it from the side you're like, oh wait, there's a tiny little bit of spillage, but like it is what it is. But like I ordered 2 bathing suits from Target and I love them. And then I have another one on the way.
So to say, they look so good on you. Like the photos you've been posting, I was like, wait, like I love that. But like it's not like, oh my god, like her boobs are falling out. Like it's just enough coverage, but it's still like cute and sexy and fun. Yeah. Like I think they look so good on you.
Oh, well, thank you. The one thing is the bottoms, which you literally sent me a text today being like, oh my god, Target is doing like full on thong bottoms. Which the bottoms to me are still a little bit of an issue, and I think that's too why I like really wanted to try Strawberry MilkMod, because I feel like every single girl says this is like, I want a bathing suit bottom to fit like my underwear does. Like,
absolutely.
When I'm standing in the mirror in my bra and underwear, I'm like, oh my god.
Cute.
I mean, that iconic. Like that looks so good. And you can never find a bikini bottom that fits the same way. And so that's why I was like, okay, let's try out Strawberry MilkMod, which I know that you do have like a bathing suit or 2 or from them.
I have 2 from there.
And okay, so this is where I was like a little worried in a sense of, you know, I know that they do all of the work to like put their sizing in, especially like one of their sisters has a fuller chest. And there's a lot of information when it comes to the sizing. It was so much so that I was like, honestly, I'm not even going to read it. I'm just going to order. And like, if it doesn't fit me, it doesn't fit me. And I'll just give it away to someone.
Right.
And so I'm obsessed with every single bathing suit.
Can we talk about the one you never told me you were getting and I'm obsessed?
Oh, the like brown one?
No, the flower one.
Oh my god, it's so freaking cute.
No, I'm obsessed.
No, it is so freaking cute. So I did end up sizing, I went with a medium in the top because like my chest has gotten a wee bit smaller since I feel like a few years ago. So like I had always been buying stuff, and like specifically with bras, the other day I like bought the size bra that I thought that I had always been. Let me tell you, it was way too big. I was like, oh, this is not gonna do. So then I was like, me thinking that, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just go with a medium in the top. That's what I've been buying in like Target, like medium for like the bathing suit. So they are a wee bit skimpy. A wee bit skimpy. I probably, because they're all triangle. Well, like 2 of them are triangle tops. I probably could have gone with a large. If looking back, definitely could have gone with a large.
Okay.
But I do love the way the bottoms fit. Because I feel like they're meant to hit like higher on the hip. And to me, like higher on the hip, but like not necessarily like high-waisted. It's just like the sides. It just looks so much more flattering on like the body. So that's why I was super excited. So no, but like honestly, because I feel like I've seen so many things on TikTok where people are like, oh, I swear by their bathing suits, or like, oh no, I hated them, and then you can't return them. That's kind of their whole thing, is like, that's why I feel like a lot of people are like nervous to like actually pull the trigger. But they're super cute. I just honestly can't wear them to my neighborhood pool.
No, I'm excited to see them on you, because that's the one thing obviously I struggled with too, was just like the sizing, because I think it's like, I don't even know if they have extra small. They might.
I think
or
that
if
they
it's just
do,
small.
yeah.
It
No,
might
I think
just be
it's
like extra small to large, or extra large. I don't know. But I bought like my tops and mediums and my bottoms and small.
Oh, I probably should have asked you that then.
The smalls were way too small, like bottom wise. But it's just like, I struggle so much with bathing suits, because like, obviously like I have a bigger butt, but like you have to remember when you get in the pool, like it almost like stretches out. Yeah. So that's the issue I have, is like I can be a small and just look like a busted can of biscuits while getting in the water, and then it fits me fine. Or I can get the medium that fits me, you know, nicely. But then I feel like it's almost Yes. So I'm like, I feel like my entire life I've been so right in the middle of sizes. I feel like I'm finally, since I've gained weight, shocker, like finally rounded off to like a full medium. But it's like, even still, like, I don't know. I struggle with swimsuits, like, I mean, so much.
And this is all with a grain of salt. Granted, am I in the best shape? Absolutely not. Have I ever? No, I am not in the best shape. So like, yeah, is there a little bit of like squeezing on the bottoms? Yeah, 100%, 100%. Am I like? Do I look like Georgia? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But like, honestly, in comparison to like bathing suits that I've had or like bought before, I do love the cut, and I think that they are on like the perfect like direction in like where their business is heading. And so I'm super excited to see, like, you know, obviously I feel like they're just growing every single day. So like to see it to a point where like, okay, we can do returns, like that is okay. That is what I'm like really excited about, because I mean, I've always kind of like, I mean, I've been the same way. I just like have always hated myself in bathing suits, if we're being completely honest. And it's like, okay, I'm just gonna like buy what I can buy, and then like I'm just gonna hate the fit of it. So like I am slowly like on the track of like, okay, no, I'm gonna like figure out how, like what looks good and like how to wear it, and then I feel like we can only go up from there. And that's where like every now and then too, I like think about, okay, do I want to invest in like the super expensive bathing suits? But then it's like, okay, well, I'd rather figure out now like what looks good, because the thing about Strawberry MilkMod and like her whole premise behind her starting her business is affordable, cute bathing suits. They're handmade. Like she knows like how to make them where they like sit right on the body. That's
and the quality is amazing.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
Like especially for the pricing, because like
they're $30 each.
Yeah, even Target like has gotten to that price. Like,
yeah,
I think it's like the like sand and Wave, whatever, I don't know the brands, but I'm like, they have a more expensive swimsuit line now that's not like your, you know, $15 bottoms, $25 top kind of things. So I think they range from like 30 to 40. And like the quality, if I can slide by getting a swimsuit for like $60 to $80, I'm happy.
Oh,
my issue is
because you have to buy your top and your bottom.
Right. And like my issue that like I start to be like, oh, do I really need it? Is like when they start like going over $100. Yeah. Oh, and I'm just like
100%. I'm like,
do I really need this?
Like, I'm also only gonna wear this. Like, I don't have a pool. Like, I'm not. Yeah. I don't own a boat. I'm not going out. Right. You have winter, so it's like you can only wear it for a season, and then obviously you can rewear. But like, you can only wear a certain amount of months. And then that also just depends on how often you're having to wear a bathing suit. So it's like, okay, is it really worth the cost per wear of like, I'm paying $100 for the top, $100 for the bottom? That's $200. How many times am I actually going to wear this?
Yeah. Because like one I've really been wanting to try out is Abercrombie.
Yeah. And
I think like together their set is probably like $110, $115. Okay. So it obviously like goes over $100. And it's just like, like, do I really?
I have heard good things
to purchase that. I've heard nothing but great things. My sister literally just bought a bathing suit from them and like absolutely loves it. And this one sits like higher up on the hips as well, but it's not the high rise. Like it looks very nice. But I just like Strawberry MilkMod has just like hit the nail on the head of like great quality
design,
super cute, unique so ones. Cute. And like they're coming out with like they have strapless, you know, they have triangle, they have, you know, the cup ones, they have one pieces that they're coming out with too. Like I don't know, it just like, and it makes me feel a lot better to an extent of like, I know these girls and like I'm purchasing from these girls like a quote unquote small business, like, you know, if you will, because like at the end of the day, like, yes, they're selling, you know, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands upon thousands of swimsuits. So like, how small are they really? I mean, they're in Canada, they're in the US, like I can only imagine like where they're going. But it's just like, that makes me feel better than like going to Abercrombie or like Target.
No, 100%.
So then they're, I'm sorry, living their life.
I mean,
like they are every summer. Let's just say that. Well, like they are every summer.
Every summer, obviously they go on like they always do a yacht to Greece and stuff, but they like fully just moved to Europe.
Yeah. So I kind of want to deep dive because like I haven't done too much. Like I see their
oh my god,
videos all the time.
This weekend I deep dived.
So are they just like, did they just hire out and like someone's running the warehouse? What's happening?
So yeah, I think because obviously when I ordered the bathing suits, they were in Greece. They were in Greece, and then so okay, a while ago, I honestly want to say like it was around Christmas time. Georgia was kind of like, I'm looking at apartments in, I think it's honestly Switzerland. Like,
I think it's Switzerland, yeah.
And she was like, I'm looking at apartments to have like my own place. And so like she found one. It's the coolest place. And so now, literally her boyfriend and then her two sisters are solely there at the moment. And I know that like, I think now, or they were just in Italy. But yeah, I think that someone's running things behind the scenes. Like, I mean, because they have employees, they just don't really like highlight them, which totally get. But I think that they're going to start spending a lot more time abroad. And then I don't think it's like they're living there full time. I think they're just going to kind of bounce back and forth. But I'm also kind of thinking like, I think her parents might have also kind of found a place abroad. Because, like, her parents have been on their trips the whole time.
So that's what I thought, too, because I know I'd seen, like, a segment of, like, they officially moved to Switzerland in their apartment, the sisters, and then Brad would, like, you know, tag along, go back and forth. But I think what they're on right now is just like their regular family trip that they do every year, you know, living on the yacht for however many weeks they do.
I mean, I wish.
So I don't know, and I just thought it was so crazy because I saw Georgia, she's Strawberry MilkMod. I saw her TikTok and she's like, you know, like I've always lived at home. Like I've never had an apartment on my own. Like I've always lived at home, and it's like
now she's grocery shopping.
Crazy. No, like that's crazy. Like it's living at home in Canada to buying an apartment in Switzerland.
Well, and that's what I'm just like thinking about.
Whoa.
I mean, honestly, like that is why she's successful because like I feel like she's done an incredible job. I mean, she's been at the bathing suit business for 6 years. She made a video. She's like, I've been doing this for 6 years. I started sewing them in my house, and then I would sell like 3 bathing suits every now and then for people that asked. And then I went to a brick and mortar. She's like, that failed. She was like, it wasn't good. I would spend days there and no one would walk in. And then she went online. They fully changed the name because it was under some other name. Fully changed the name and like she built her personality kind of online. And I feel like in turn, it obviously helped with like her bathing suit company. But like, I mean, even if you like look at her Instagram, her Instagram bio literally says, don't follow me, follow Strawberry MilkMod. Like, don't follow Georgia, follow Strawberry MilkMod. And then too, another thing that like they're slowly building and doing is like their vlogs online or like on YouTube because Coconut is like pushing it. And for a while they were really slow, and Coconut would always go online and be like, y'all, we come out with a new vlog every single Friday. Like, go watch the vlogs. And
I did not know that.
They've been pushing them more and more and more. There wasn't like they were normally like 20 minutes, but like now like their like latest one or one of their latest ones was like 40 minutes. So like they're slowly like vlogging their lives too to also like grow that. And then with Blueberry, she has her workout line called Blueberry MilkMod. And so like I mean, they're building very successful career paths, but it has honestly, I feel like really what's pushed them over the edge is like their presence online and like their personalities, because a lot of people are like following them. Obviously they're pushing the bikinis, like that is pretty much what their sole content is, mixed in with like some other things. But I mean, if you look at it, like she's been at it for 6 years and she's worked hard and it's failed, and she kept pushing at it, and like now they're to the point like where it's at, where now they are living abroad, and like that's just crazy.
I know. And like what I love is like they take their drops like so serious. Their photo shoots, like I think this totally isn't the right place, but I think they went to like Iceland to do a photo shoot of like in the snow in bikinis. Like they go the extra mile of like making it like very extravagant and like making it look amazing. But I also just love, like, it does warm my heart when you see successful stories like this that also like involve family. Because like obviously Strawberry MilkMod, you know, this swimsuit line is the biggest out of the family right now compared to like Blueberry MilkMod. And it's like all her sisters are like hired on, and like all her sisters are working and like working towards it, even though like a lot of it is like Georgia, and like she's the one who started it, and like this is like quote unquote her company. So I just love that. And they're also hilarious, like,
dude, so freaking
absolutely hilarious. Like I just love them.
No, so freaking funny. But I think that also just goes to like say that being authentic online like really does help. If you're really trying to just push something, like if you're trying to push a business, like they literally just went on the internet and like were themselves, and like obviously it's been I mean, I feel like they've been very successful. And then too, I mean, even her boyfriend has Rogue Golf or something like that.
You know, his TikTok just popped up on my
I feel like I'm
the other
such
day.
a stalker because like I think I've been following it.
No, I'd never seen that guy in my life. And, like, I don't know what he said.
It's kind of hot.
He said, no, absolutely. He said something. And I was like, oh, my God, you're Brad. You're Brad. Which, like, is totally not his name. That's not his name whatsoever.
Yeah. But I have no idea. I mean, obviously, she's never said it.
Yeah, I have no idea what his actual name is. I have no idea. But I'm like, it's so crazy that, like, you know them so well and them talking about, like, oh, no, that's just Brad. And he popped up. He said, like, a sentence, and I was like, oh, my God, that's Brad.
Yeah.
That's literally Brad. So I was blown away when he actually popped up on my FYP. I was like,
God,
where
I'm
have
obsessed. I'm obsessed.
Yep.
Love them.
Yep.
Been loving them.
I agree. But on to Paris Couture Week. I feel like we don't have, like, really too much to say on this just because it just started. Mm-hmm. But with the photos and videos I have seen, wow. Like, wow. I know Paris is, like, you know, the it fashion. And, like, honestly, like, nothing compared to New York. And, like, that just, like, shows every time. It's like, oh, wow. Like, that's... Yeah. Nothing compared to New York.
No, oh freaking wow. And I mean, everything that I've seen so far, I've loved. Schiaparelli. I mean, I always look forward to, like, their shows. I mean, I feel like they just know. They're just such, like, a unique fashion house. And, like, they put so much, like, work and effort. Like, everything that they produce, whether it's jewelry, whether it's clothing, like, it is art. It's a sculpture. Like, it's so beautiful. And I mean, I was heavily impressed with what they were putting out for couture. And I feel like it was actually very dialed down from, like, what they normally do, which that was to me, like, kind of shocking of just, like, kind of how, like, scaled down they were. But I mean, it was all just, like, beautiful pieces. And then there was another brand, because, like, it literally just started. The Tamara, I'm probably saying that so wrong. Tamara Ralph. Their stuff was also stunning. I linked two of their Instagram posts. But, like, to me, honestly, the Schiaparelli and then the Tamara Ralph, and I'm so sorry if I'm saying that so wrong, but, like, a lot of their stuff, it wasn't similar, but it was, like, very much on, like, the same level of very toned down, very blacks, very whites, like, not much color that you're seeing.
Can we just talk, like, neutral galore? Like, I've never been so satisfied in my life to scroll through all of these and just say, wow. Like, Maddie's saying these are so toned down.
They are. Like, which is, like,
no, this is my... Super Bowl. Like,
but even
this is amazing.
Even in the sense of, like, I mean, obviously, like, color, but, like, in just structure too. Like, it's all very tailored. It's all very I hate to say simple because it's not all simple, but, like, lots of blacks, lots of whites, lots of golds, lots of silvers, like, very neutral ground tones. As well, but they're playing with texture. Like, that is the thing, is it's all texture. It's not, like, bright colors. It's not patterns. It is literally texture. And I mean, I'm loving it. But so I'm super excited to see, because, like, you're gonna get brands, of course, that are, like, a little bit more out there that are gonna play with color. But I feel like this year what we're really gonna see is, yes, obviously sculpture. I feel like that's kind of the way that fashion is headed now. It's just, like, basically art pieces, like, on your body that you can wear. So, like, very sculptured, which is, like, what we're seeing with Schiaparelli and then the Tamara Ralph. Like, you're seeing very structured pieces or, like, elements on the dresses and, like, the outfits. But I feel like it's, again, just very, like, toned down. Like, we're not going to see anything crazy. And I feel like they're just playing a lot more with texture and just, like, different components on the dress than, like, you're seeing, you know, color-wise or, like, just crazy patterns. I feel like it's all just going to be shown through. So I'm excited to see all of the other brands that have a show.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of different like, textiles. And, like, I'm absolutely loving it because I always feel, my personal opinion, that, like, it's like a lot more fun to like read the stories behind the dresses, because you're like, it's made out of this. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Or like, it took this long to make, or they like specifically sculpted it and like have literally sewn her into this dress, because like this isn't something you can pull over the hips or like pull over your head kind of thing. Like whatsoever. But the different textiles and, like you said, textures and everything, like right up my alley. Like neutral, but like with a flair. And it's just so I can't wait to see the rest of the things that get put out.
I know.
Like for this, because it's just my dream.
I know. I feel like it's going to be so freaking good. So I'm very excited to keep up. And I feel like next week we'll probably have like a little bit better of a grasp, obviously, after all of the shows have kind of like run through and we've seen all of the press about it, to be able to like fully break it down and go over a lot of the shows. But so far, I really do love what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, me too. Can't wait to see more.
It's iconic.
Yes. But I think that's really all we have for fashion. But what we're going to end on is kind of just like making friends.
Yeah.
I know this is something that we have talked about many times, and like, we're not here to give you all the answers. Let me tell you that. Because we're just here to make you feel better.
I think that like where we both, well, and I don't even know both, but like where right now we kind of are standing in a place is, I feel like, you know, you have been in Fort Worth for 2 years, a lot over, almost like 2.5 years, right?
Just a little over. I mean, almost, yeah.
And then I'm going on definitely, like I've been in Nashville for 2 years, and I kind of feel like I'm in such a place of, you know, obviously I'm 27 years old, and, you know, I've made friends here, but I feel like in comparison to where I always have been in life, you know, I've always been one to be like quality over quantity. I've never had 1,010,000 friends, but like I've had a really good core like friend group, or, you know, just like multiple friend groups, or just like people in just different areas, different group. I keep saying groups, but like different groups that it's like, okay, I'm really, really close with, and like, you know, I can always like turn to someone to be like, oh, let's hang out, let's go do something, or, you know, even talk to on a daily basis. And I feel like, obviously, I know as you get older, those numbers are just like those people that you can like really fully count on like dwindle. But it's one of those things where I've kind of gotten to a place where I'm like, okay, yes, I have some friends here, but like not as many as I would honestly want. And then I obviously have friends in like Baton Rouge, and like I have some friends in Texas, but I've gotten to the point of like, okay, I feel like I'm at a place like I am feeling like I don't necessarily, specifically like living here, I just don't necessarily have like a core 10, a core 5, and it's been tough. And then I just like sit there and I think, and I'm like, okay, I'm a social person, but I'm also like, I don't even know where to start of like, how can I make friends?
Yeah. And I think that so many people, specifically at our age, I would almost say like 26 plus, 27 plus, where you like hit this rut of like, it's like you have, you know, your one best friend, or like the one person you always hang out with, but like once that person's booked and busy, like you have nobody else to go to. And like I think honestly, and like that's what I've really been struggling with too, and that's why I'm starting to like travel more and like go visit you, and it's just like I just feel so stuck, and I don't know how to get unstuck. I don't know how to meet people. Like obviously like work's not the answer for me, because I mean the youngest by far.
I've worked with
like
70-year-olds. Like it's one of those things like I don't have. And like I think too, I also look at, you know, a lot of people that like I do know that are like, you know, they I feel like they have, in comparison to me, and again, you know, comparison is the thief of joy, which I fully get, but it is really hard sometimes, where it's like, okay, I, you know, want to hang out with someone, And then I look at, who I do know or who I can hang out with, and it's like, oh, they're booked and busy. It's like they're hanging out with coworkers. They're, doing this. And it's one of those things where it's like I don't have, like, I feel like I'm at a disadvantage I don't have, like, coworkers that I could go hang out with. So, like, I feel like that's kind of cutting even my losses, or, like, doubling my losses in a sense of, like, okay, well, that, like, work is a missed opportunity to make friends because, like, I don't have coworkers that I could actually, like, hang out with. So then it's like, okay, then from there, if you don't have that coworker aspect, like, where else can you turn? Because there isn't many options.
Right. And it's like no one wants to be that person of like going out and like going up to a group of girls and being like, oh my god, like y'all are so cool, we should be friends.
Yeah,
it is, it's very intimidating. And like honestly, it's very easy to sit there and be like, oh my god, let's be friends, and then like never speak to them again. Like no one's gonna reach out, no one's gonna make that first motion of like actually going to lunch, going to dinner, even like going back out again, like when you've met someone on that level. Honestly, I think what I'm gonna like try to turn to is like reaching out over social media.
Yeah.
And just like smaller like creators who are either in the Nashville area, the Charleston area, like, and just like reaching out and saying like, oh my god, do you want to go grab coffee? Do you want to go to happy hour after work kind of thing? Because which, don't get me wrong, I have amazing friends here. I know my friends in Fort Worth would, like, always be there for me, always step up when they're needed. Like, amazing friends here. But where I really feel like I'm lacking is friends who have the same passion for social media that I do.
No, 100%. Yeah.
And, like, I feel like that's what I'm really, like, looking for. And I think it's okay to be picky in, like, what you're looking for and go for, like, a certain group of people, because it's very hard to get content or take content when you're the only one in the group who's like striving to do that. Like, it's a lot easier like when me and you go to dinner.
It's like that's our goal.
Right, you
it's
take
like,
pictures of me, I take pictures of you.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a good photo. This is like, we do the whole
shebang
setup. Right. And like, I know like not every event should be like blah blah blah, yeah, get it, whatever. But like, I've listened to so many podcasts because I'm such a podcast girly of like how to better myself or how to get myself out of a rut or feel more creative.
I should listen to those.
No, and I love it, and they motivate me so much, but it's also about who you're surrounding yourself with.
Yeah, no, 100%. Oh, no, I fully agree. Like, it is, and that's too also where it is, I feel like a difficult thing to find is... Because, I feel like that's been, like, a really big thing that I've seen all over, social media or just, like, I mean, people talk, just videos about, of, like, you feel 10 times better when you are around the people that, like, actually have a lot, like, passions that are similar to yours. Because it's, like, you can talk about it, you motivate each other, like, you can work on it together, like, you can do all of that, and it's a lot easier to say that, but it's also a lot harder to find those people, because it's almost like nowadays it's like, okay, do I have to go dating friends, as in a sense of like, do I need to go on speed dates to date friends? And then too, I feel like another aspect of it, and I know people can be like, okay, I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt. It's one of those things too where I feel like, you look at people now in 3 different groups. You have single, you have in a relationship, and then you have married. Okay, then the married people want to hang out with the married people. They want to hang out with their husbands. And then I feel like a lot of times people view, and like they could also want to not hang out with the married people, but I feel like a lot of times that's how it's viewed. It's like they're hanging out with other couples that are like married, or they're just hanging out with each other. And then it's like you look at people in like relationships and it's like, okay, well, they're going on double dates. Like they're hanging out with relationship people, they're hanging out with their person. And then obviously, if you're single, you want to hang out with other single people. But this is where I kind of catch myself in a sense of, at this moment, I am the only person I know that's just dating someone. Like, I don't know, I'm not close with, I don't honestly know anyone in like a very serious relationship that they're just dating. I do know a few, but I know majority of them are on the trajectory of getting married. Yes, obviously me in the future, but not me right now. But I'm also
most of your friends are like in a few months, like someone's getting down on you.
Pretty much everyone I know that's like in a long term is like literally it's gonna happen within the next few months. And like that's all fine and dandy, but I'm also one of those people, like I value friendship to create like relationship. Friendship is like equal to me. It's like that is as important to me as like, you know, the person I'm dating. And so it's sometimes it is hard because it's like then I feel like I'm almost put away, like, and again, I think this is also probably, you know, my thoughts, because I know people probably have thoughts of their own, which is totally fine. But it's like sometimes I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm in a bubble in a sense of like, majority of my friends are single. I'm down to hang out and be there for the single people. But then I feel like sometimes people look at me like I'm in a bubble of like, well, she's in a relationship, so like, you know, she'll hang out with us, or like she, you know, might not want to hang out with us. It's like, well, no, that's not necessarily true because I'm always down. So like I feel like sometimes too it's like hard, but like even, you know, you could look at a person that's in a serious relationship that has single friends and their friends probably feel the same, like, oh well, they're putting us in a bubble because we're single, so it's like they don't always want to hang out with us, or like, you know, they don't always want to invite us to go do whatever. And so like sometimes I feel like I'm in like this such of a place of, okay, like
you're not married but you're not single, so it's like you don't really feel like you fall anywhere between like the two kind of
it's like I'm not one extreme and I'm not the other. And so like sometimes I feel like it's a little lost in translation of like hanging out with people, to a sense of like I think that sometimes people don't know how to approach it, or like maybe I might
feel like you
not
don't
even be
need
the
like
best at approaching it.
Right, or like they almost kind of feel like, oh, like we don't need to invite Maddie, like her and Morgan are probably busy, when in reality you're like, no, we're not, like I would love to be invited. And like that's one thing, and like I'm super excited to, you know, live with you and Morgan and Brett and everything, because like never have I ever felt like a third wheel or felt like quote unquote left out, or like never has Maddie ever been like, oh, like I'm actually just gonna like hang out with Morgan, I'll see you later. Like she's always so down. And like the great thing about Morgan too is he's like, go, I'll see you later.
Exactly.
Go enjoy the girls' night, go enjoy whatever. So yeah, no, I can definitely see where you're coming from. I feel like you fall into like a weird, like,
it's like an in-between.
You're not married, but you're not full on single.
Exactly. And I feel like too it's also just become, because then you have people that are married that are like they don't do anything, and it's like, okay, you're giving everybody a bad rep, like come on, you can go do something. But I just feel like once you like get to a certain age, it is one of those things where it is so complicated. I mean, even if you take that aspect out of it, it's just kind of like, okay, you know, sure, like I do have a group of, or I do have a few friends or a group of friends, but then it's like, it is also just really nice to have like more than that one core, or like, you know, those few people that it's like, okay, we're super close, we can rely on each other, but then at the same time, like they have to live their life, you have to live your life. So it is like, it would be so great, okay, like I can meet, you know, these other people that are interested in, you know, this avenue that I'm interested in, this avenue that I'm interested in like XYZ. Right. But it's like hard to actually like get there. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's, I wish like I could even, you know, bring up this topic and have like the answers, but like I don't. And I feel like that's where, I mean, I literally had a major crash out last weekend. Major crash out. And that kind of was like a big aspect of it, of like where it's just like I don't even know where to begin, because like I feel like there's like pieces missing, but like I don't know how to like fill them with and I think it's friends.
No, I agree. And like you said, like I wish I had the answers, and I wish I had the step-by-step guide of this is how you make friends, and like, no, we're right there with you, and we hope that you feel heard and seen when you're like, I feel the exact same way.
I feel
like
lonely.
I have no friends. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, you're not alone, because I think that every single person feels that way. And I know people talk about it, you know, like once you get older and once you get out of college, where it's so easy. Like, I mean, it's literally presented to you sometimes, like, looking back at it in a sense of like, friends are presented to you, like you're doing the same things, like you're in such like a not secluded, but like such like a generated, like everyone is doing the same thing. You're going to class, you're trying to make friends, like you're with each other every day, so it's a lot easier to make those connections. Where when you're out of that, you're working, everyone is in like a different aspect of life, it's really hard to like actually form those connections and meet people that have the same interests with you, when it's not like a place that you can literally go to and everyone has the same passions, the same things that they're interested in like you do have in college.
Yeah. And I think even for me, like sometimes like it is a little hard to admit that like I'm struggling making friends, and like I want to make new friends and I don't know how. And like I don't know why, like every single time I get like so emotional about it, because I'm like, I just like want to find like some new friends like so badly. And like once I talk to people about it, every single person's on the same page. Everyone wants to find new friends. And yes, I will have lifelong friends, you know, from college, but like
100%.
Where are also like the friends that come in your 20s, or like the friends that come in your 30s? Like I feel like every stage of life kind of needs that
that's where you meet people that are in the exact same stage of life as you, or have like the exact same ideas, passions, thoughts as you, because it's one of those things when like you came to Nashville a few weeks ago for CMA Fest, we were talking about this in the car, I think, where it's like, what I honestly miss the most is having, even if it is just one person, but having that one person there that like on the weekends, I can just go over to their house and like literally sit on the couch and like do nothing, but like we're hanging out, like, but it's like, we're just so like on the same wavelength, like we're so close, like they can come over to my house, and like it's just one of those things. And I feel like, yeah, it's probably out there for, you know, a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of people talk about that on social media, where it's like, oh, just wait till you meet that post-college like best friend, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't necessarily feel like I have, and I feel like I only ever see videos of like people being like, oh, just wait, and it's like, okay, but like how did you even get to that point? Because obviously I love all my friends, but now too I'm at the place where I don't live with all of my closest friends. All of my closest friends are 9+ hours away, you included, and so it's like, yes, I've made friends here, but I feel like I'm also still waiting on like to meet even more people that have the same passions as me.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree that like it just feels like a lot of people just have that like one person where it's like literally basically sisters. Like, and I know this is from college, but I think about like Julia and Peyton.
Yeah.
Like they are attached at the hip. They do everything together. It's just always, you know, happy-go-lucky. And it's like, I feel like I'm like missing that. It's like in my life, and they're creating content together and doing this and traveling together, and like they're just such on the same wavelength of like they can do that stuff together. Like I would love for you to be able to get up and like go to Charleston with me.
Yeah.
But, like obviously not all jobs allow that.
Oh my God, I freaking wish. You know, I'd be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and it's just like I just like want to find someone who's like able to do that and can just like kind of get up and go with me and be on the same wavelength of like, I work fully remote. Yes, I have, you know, some extra funds to be able to, you know, pay for a month Airbnb kind of thing, and just like go.
Yeah. And I feel like too, this is also, we could have some people listening to be like, well, don't rely on friends, you know, so on and so forth.
Right.
But it's one of those things, like I feel like you and I are similar in the sense of like, again, kind of what I touched on earlier, like friends are a huge aspect of my life. And obviously we have a podcast. We don't shut the hell up. Like we're very, very social people. And it's been a challenge. And I'm going to be completely honest. Like that is, as earlier I preached at the beginning of the podcast, like move where you're uncomfortable. And I'm like at the point where like I'm in that uncomfortable phase of like it's really hard to not have people like, a good core solid people where I'm at. And that's been like the one challenge in a sense of like, there are times where I'm like, should I just move back to Louisiana? Should I just move back to Texas? Because it's like I'm kind of at the point I've been here for 2 years and that's
like,
kind of
why
like
haven't I made more friends? Why haven't I made those connections?
Yeah, and it's like that's kind of like the one aspect in life where it's like that part of me is lonely. And so I mean, like literally I said, I had a major crash out about it, and it's one of those things where I feel like that is too like a big stance of like, even when you look at people that do move, not a lot of times, but like sometimes they move back because like that is such like a big,
it's such a safe space.
Yeah.
It really is. And like you have like your childhood friends there, you have your college friends there, and like I just feel like we're both at a time where it's like something has to change or like I have to put myself
it's like
more out there.
I know I need to make those like actions and like
so what I'm saying
actually
is
push
like,
myself to be able to like
right, like we can talk the talk, but do we walk the walk of like actually putting ourselves out there or introducing ourselves to new people or reaching out to someone on social media? Because I see that all the time. Is like even like Kinsey and Macy here in Dallas, 2 influencers, they're best friends now, and it's because Macy was like, hey,
reached
like,
out via social
would
media.
Would love to reach out, or like would love to get coffee and like
and
I'm like, I feel like that's like the way it's supposed to be done now. Like
100%.
I don't know another way.
Which is like where I think too, I feel like sometimes, well, no, I guess I've never ever thought of you as an introvert at all, ever, actually. But like sometimes I feel like where almost I present myself as so outgoing, but I'm actually really not. Like I'm actually a really shy
I think I'm
person.
right there with you. Yeah,
like,
I think
I'm so shy, but I feel like you are more outgoing in that sense of like, I know like you have done that before, and me, I've never done it, and like I know I just need to do it, but I get so shy and like so anxious about it that I'm like, I can't do it. Like
no,
I can't
and
do
it's
it.
Like,
I don't know how to talk to people.
The thing is, like, it's not fun doing. Like, it's nerve-wracking. It's like, oh my god, like you're gonna look at my social media and be like, is she cool enough for me to like want to hang out with or like go get drinks with or something? And it's just like, I don't know what I classify myself as. I go back and forth between like, obviously, like I don't think I'm a full-on extrovert.
Yeah, I kind of I think that sometimes you are more actually extroverted than I am. I think I'm an extroverted introvert now. Like I honestly think now I could say that about myself. When like I don't want to be an introvert, but I think I'm an extroverted introvert because like I do get really shy. Yeah. And I always have.
But I also think like the true definition of like an extrovert is like going out, being around a lot of people is like what charges your battery. Yeah. And like sometimes I think that's you.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, 100%. I feel like when I'm not around
go off that vibe. Yes.
When I'm not around that's when I'm like that's where I'm like I'm spiraling and I'm depressed.
Exactly. And I feel like sometimes I'm not like that. Don't get me wrong. I love going out. I love doing this and that. But like I also like coming home and like silence. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I would love to like take one of those tests today and like actually just see what it says, because like I think I've always just growing up, I, done speaking in FFA. I was the chapter president where I had to get up and speak in front of people.
And like, I don't think I could
recruitment chair speaking. So like it's almost like engraved in me, like you know how to speak in front of people, or like you've done this before, like you have to stay an extrovert kind of thing. Yeah. And like I don't like going up to new people, like even going and talking to a guy, like I can hear my heart pounding as I'm doing it. And I was like, I feel like I never used to be that way, like whatsoever. And I really think working remote has like really done that for me.
I also think too, even because like I've never worked remote, but I've always only ever worked with people not my age. So it's like throughout the day, I'm not getting quote unquote social interaction with people my age, you know, so on and so forth. But like, I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I feel like I could technically make friends with literally anyone. Granted, I don't do well. I'm the worst public speaker. If there's any pressure on talking, that's when I freak out. I mean, obviously we've talked about this. And when it comes to like, I feel like nowadays it's like if I'm in an uncomfortable, I mean, literally, for example, the other day I was at like a party and I really didn't know anyone. Like I knew a handful of people there. Everyone was talking. I'm literally standing. Every single person is talking to someone else, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, in this situation, I'm like, every single person is talking. Like, do I butt in? Like, I don't want to butt in. I don't want to feel like I'm hovering. I don't want to feel like. So I'm like, what do I do? Okay, I'm gonna pretend to finish this drink. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll just check my makeup. I come back and I'm like, I need to come up with a game plan. Like, how can I like not look like a freaking loser just standing there? Like, I need to make friends. And so like, it just is one of those things where it's like, I never like pictured myself as like an introvert, like not know how to make friends. But like, I kind of feel like I've gotten to that point where it's like in social situations, I'm like, what do I do? Like I forgot.
Almost become awkward.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm like,
absolutely.
Okay.
Like I just had this interaction when I was in Vegas, and granted it's work. Yeah. And like, once again, like not many people my age.
But at the same time,
happy hour, literally everyone's talking to someone else.
And then you're just standing there.
Every person. And I was like, oh my God, someone's going to look over and be like, oh, this girl knows nothing. Like,
no, exactly.
So I just had to butt in, and I just started nodding to a conversation. I'm like,
no, every single time. And I'm like, I feel like I just like am the one to be like, oh, hey, like what's going on?
Yeah.
But like, I've noticed that it's like one of those things where I'm so social, but at the same time, I'm like, in a ton of social situation, I'm just looking around and I'm like, wait, everyone is having a conversation and I'm not. Like, okay, what what do I do? Or like, how did it get to this point? Like, what like what is happening? What's going on? Because it's like, I don't know how to handle that situation because I feel like I am not equipped. But at the same time, it's like, okay,
it's
I
like,
think
where did
this
this
is like
part of me go?
I am. Yeah.
Like, yeah. Or like, was that never who I was? Was it just the people I was surrounded by?
Exactly.
That gave you the confidence, like, you know, to portray yourself as something, and now like you feel like you don't have that backing, so it's like you're in a shell and you're like, literally, what the hell do I do?
Yeah. And then I like go through a spiral, and I'm like, I think about all my college friends, and I'm like, okay, well actually I met this person through this person, and I'm like, wait, so like, did I ever make like a connection by myself?
God, whatever. Yeah. No,
but it is tough. Like, if you are going through that, please just know you're not alone. Because, like, I feel like, yeah, people talk about it, but, like, it really is, like, and it sucks. It really does suck. Like, even if you do have, like, a really good core group of friends, but, like, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, like, okay, yes, but, like, they're always busy. And it's like, I don't have anyone else to, like, hang out with, to talk to when, like, these people are busy. That's fine, and don't like get down on yourself in a sense of like, okay, well, why am I upset? Like, I have a good group of friends. I feel like it's always good to be making new friends, and like it's hard, and it's hard to do so. Like, it really is. So like, you're not alone.
Yeah, no, you're definitely not alone. And you know, I know this isn't great advice because like we're trying to make friends, but what I've kind of tried to tell myself is like, maybe this was a time like I was meant to kind of be alone, feel alone, to really figure out who I am and where I want to go in life and where I really want that next step to be. So kind of take some time to yourself to think about, you know, what friends do I want? Do I want, you know, church related friends? Do I want, you know, fun going out friends? Do I want, someone who's going to do anything and everything? Do I want someone who's in my career field? Like, take some time to actually
reflect,
try to narrow it down, and not just be like, oh, well, anyone and everyone who comes to me, like, I guess I'll just, like, try to make friends with them. And it's like, I think you kind of have to go. I mean, I feel like I'm more strategic than, like, anyone freaking else. So I always feel like I have to have, this is what I'm wanting and this is what I'm looking for. And, like, that will help you reach, like, an end goal of, like, a true friend that you're wanting.
Yeah. Because, I mean, but, like, even going the same route, I'm just, like, a whatever, go with the flow. But it's one of those things where it's, like, now I am, like, genuinely looking for people that, like, I, like, really do actually have, like, a full connection with, that, like, are similar as, like, they're similar to me. Like, they have the same interests, because I feel like that, too, is just, like, okay, then you have someone to do that with. Like, you have someone to, like, connect with that, like, you wouldn't necessarily have anyone else to connect with about it, because they're not interested in it. Like, they might be like, oh, haha, that's fun. Okay, whatever.
Don't care. Yeah.
Exactly. And so it's like I've kind of gotten to that point where it's like, okay, but like I really want to make a very, like close friendship or friendships with like people that have similar interests to me. Because then I don't feel like I'm on this rock floating alone.
Right. No, I agree. And I hope everyone just knows that you're not alone throughout this. And, from what I've heard, like, it doesn't end in your 20s, too, is like you'll always, like, maybe find that one good friend and then move to the next stage in your life, and you're trying to find new friends there. I just think it's an evolving thing of making friends and, having some lonely stages along the way, and then making some new friends.
Yeah.
So I'm really going to work on putting myself more out there and, actually reaching out to people, because I know that, like, everyone is on the same page. I don't think I've heard one person be like, no, I have too many friends.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want any more. So I think no one's just wanting to be like the first person to do it. So step out of your comfort zone, reach out to some people. If that's, Saturday morning coffee, happy hour after work, just make the conscious effort and see where it gets you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to this possibly longer episode. We hope... I feel
like we haven't done a long one in a while.
We hope that you enjoyed it, and get ready for the next month, because everything is going to be in person, and we are so excited. Again, thank you guys so much for listening, and stay tuned for what we have in the future.
Yes, can't wait to see y'all guys. Next week we will be together, and we will take y'all along the entire trip, the entire ride, the ups, the downs, all the in between.
Yeah.
Hopefully no downs. But
I was about to say, hopefully she doesn't hate me by the end of it. But we love you. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Bye, guys.